Hey church, great to be with you. I grew up in Hammond, Indiana until I was about 7 years old, and for the last 3 years of our time in Indiana, my parents had this camper on a campground at Lake of the Woods in Michigan. And I remember up by the little snack shack and by the restrooms, they'd have these boards. They called them brag boards. And on the brag boards, people would put their biggest fish from that month. And we'd have like colossal bluegill, not the little tiny ones you see by the dock, but the ones where you're like, that seems like some chemical craziness is going on there. There'd be big largemouth bass, some yellow perch, the occasional pike, which kind of freaked me out. A pike is kind of like a freshwater barracuda. So as a child, seeing this in the lake that you played in was kind of concerning. But it was great to go look at the brag board all the time to see people post the highlight reel of their fishing trip. We have a brag board around us pretty much all the time these days, and it's known as social media. If you go on Facebook, you'll see the brag board from people's life. You get on Instagram, you'll see their brag board there. And I know people use it for other things as well. But we go on these things, and the temptation that arises within us is to just add to the brag and boast and gloat about how great our life also is. We're going to talk about that this week. Paul's going to ask a question, one of these hypothetical questions of his audience again, and he's going to say, what then comes of our boasting? See, if we've been justified by faith alone, by grace alone, in Christ alone, the question is, then what do we have left to boast in? And Paul essentially says, nothing. Believers don't get to brag on themselves. We only get to brag on Jesus. That's just one of the things that we're going to talk about this weekend. I hope to see you there.